Trouble losing weight? Need more energy? Want to improve your health? You got a fitness or nutrition question? I probably have an answer for you. How do you get rid of that craving for something after you've eaten? Like that dessert that you want even before you finish your meal? Let's have a look. All right, guys, how's it going? Yuri here, Ask Yuri. That's where we're at today. I've got a question from Monica. This is a really good question. I think a lot of you guys and girls might be experiencing this if you're human. So what if you're craving for good food, for example, vegetables or beans, but after you eat it, you're even more hungry and you end up eating bread to get saturated. After that, there's really no return. You end up gaining weight or binging. So this is a really good question because a lot of times, so I've done an entire workshop on this, which is called the Craving Cure, which is probably some of the best training that I've done on this very topic. And one of the things I talked about in that workshop is cravings are not just physiological. They're actually very different from hunger. So when you're hungry, it's a physiological, a body hunger. A craving is a mental thing. Okay? So cravings are a result of, environmental factors, brain chemistry factors, we'll talk about that in a second, and a couple other influences, right? So it's not as simple as saying, well, I'm deficient in magnesium, therefore I need more chocolate. That actually has been refuted. And so if you're craving stuff, it has nothing to do with the deficiency in anything. Okay, that's a myth that has been debunked by some of the latest research. So if you're eating vegetables, let's say you have a nice salad, right? All of a sudden you finish the salad and you're like, oh my God, I really want something sweet right now. What do? Well, and why does that happen? Well, first of all, you have to understand that our brain is command central, right? And specifically, there are neural pathways that are lit up when we eat certain foods like carbohydrates, like breads as an example. What bread does is not only does it contain opioids, which actually make us feel kind of elated, but what that does is it stimulates a neural pathway in our brain that leads to our reward center, that shoots off fireworks of this neurotransmitter called dopamine. And dopamine specifically makes us feel really good. Okay, so with bread sometimes there's actually a release of serotonin, which also decreases our level of anxiety. So sometimes if you have a salad or something healthy and you don't feel like you're still feeling anxious, like you need something more, that could be a decrease in serotonin. Having bread and carbohydrates can increase serotonin and make us feel a bit more calm. That's a lot of times why we'll crave those things. So a lot of this stuff is very neurotransmitter related in our brain chemistry. The important thing to know is that drug addiction, gambling addiction, any kind of addiction is the same pathway as food cravings. Exactly the same neural network is stimulated, and eventually when we reward ourselves with a specific food, it fires off in those reward centers, unleashing dopamine. So it's a very tricky thing to overcome because a lot of it's conditioning. A lot of it is like, oh my God, I know how good I feel when I have this, therefore I want more of this, and it's tough to overcome that. So I'm gonna do the best I can to give you one simple thing you can do right here is you need to find a way in your foods to not only nourish yourself with the right foods that are gonna cut cravings, but you also have to find the foods that are gonna reward your brain. Let me give you an example of what not to do. The reason diet sodas are not helpful, not only from a weight loss perspective, but from a health perspective, let's just talk about weight for a second, is that your body consumes something sweet. The taste of it is sweet, but there is a dissociation between the sweetness and the calories that are then registered in your brain. So what ends up happening is, like for instance with aspartame, is that there's 0 calories. So there's a sweet taste, but there's no calories. And that creates an incongruency in our brain. Our hypothalamus says, hold on, what's going on here? And we end up drinking more of it. So you're actually better off drinking a regular Coke than a Diet Coke, because at least you're getting sugar, and sugar comes with the calories that are associated with that sweet taste. So with food, the same thing is you want to be consuming something that is going to give you not only health benefit, but associated caloric or energetic values. That's why it's really important to consume protein with most of your meals, because the protein is going to curb some of those cravings. It's going to reduce hunger, and it's going to keep you full longer. The other thing is, healthy fats like coconut oil, coconut milk, butter, those high fats are also going to give us that same satiation that if we only had vegetables by themselves, we would not get. So if you're having a salad, get that olive oil on there. Get those nuts in there. Get that avocado in there. Get those olives in there. All those really important fats are going to help us stay satiated and not make us feel like we want something else. The other thing is to look at, for instance, I'm going to speak specifically about our protein powder, our pure plant protein, which is, at least our chocolate flavor is amazing. This is called smooth chocolate. And one of the things I noticed in developing it was it's one of the few things that I've ever experienced that not only cuts hunger, but it rewards that dopamine center in my brain. Because if like you, or if like me, you enjoy chocolate, then you can have a protein shake, but if you're not giving your body that sense of like reward of chocolate, you're gonna want more chocolate. But with this protein shake that we have, it's amazing. Not only does it taste like a chocolate milkshake, but it gives you 20 grams of protein, like almost no carbs, and you're still getting that sense of having something sweet. And it's just unbelievable what it does in terms of cutting cravings. So for instance, if I have a craving for pizza, I'll have a scoop of that with water, the protein with water, and boom, I'm good. I'm good because now I've got the protein to keep me going, and I've given my brain that little reward. So that's what I'd recommend. Again, I know that's kind of a long-winded answer, but I hope you can kind of consider that, not necessarily just the protein powder, but just your food consumption in general. You want to get those healthy fats in, get the protein in, and if you do want something, a little more carbohydrate based, again, beans are a great example, right? Use different spices and herbs to add more flavor, right? Flavor to actually enjoy the food is going to be really important. So Monica, I hope that helps you out. Thanks for the question. I know the craving thing is a big thing for many people, but if you join us over at the blog, I've got some more information on that. And again, the blog is over at yurielkaim.com. If you've got a question you want answered in an upcoming video, let me know at the link below over on our Ask Yuri page. I'll do my very best to answer it for you. And in the meantime, remember to subscribe to the videos, our channel, and give this a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Let your friends know, and I will see you in our next video.